I know I'm posting kind of late. I have been running down this lead that I found a couple days ago. I haven't revealed it to my audience yet because I wanted to have all the pieces in place. I have most of them. So I'm going to go ahead and roll this out. I truly believe now there is an active, living civilization on this continent. They exist under the ice. Our scientists, mainstream science, whatever you want to call it, have already established that there are long tunnels and caverns down there where the temperature averages about 68 degrees because they're created by these volcanic vents. They can walk around in t-shirts and regular clothes. The room I'm sitting in right now is 69 degrees and perfectly comfortable. So, given the amount of fresh water, the fact that the seas around Antarctica are some of the most rich and vibrant with life, we have established that there is plant life with the amount of melt that's going on. The idea that it would be preposterous, I think we can pretty much put that aside. Now, with that lead in, I'm sorry if it seems like I'm a little haphazard right now, but it goes back to something that I didn't even discover. It was Conspiracy Depot's discovery that set this in motion. Now, for those of you that are unaware, it was simply a bridge. He had found an area that looked like a created path from the sea right here. And when you came to this area where there was what looks like some type of a bay or an inlet, there's a bridge that's collapsed, and you can see a Roman arch. Now, this building technique of using arches like this is Roman. Now, where they learned it, we don't know. This might be the smoking gun for perhaps Antarctica being the original source of life. You see, there's this myth out there going around that all life came out of Africa. Well, you see, there's DNA mixed from 2 or 3 different root ancestors, one of which they can't identify. I think this might be those people. Now, we'll put that aside for another day. The Roman arch, that's what I wanted to focus on, because it correlates with something else I found that I hadn't revealed. Because at the time, it was just a curiosity. And I just labeled it the Vi formation. And this is where you really have to understand how camera's perspective works. And I wanted to show something real quick. This is the reason I called it the Vi formation. But let me see if I can find the right picture. This is the one. Now, this looks like camels, pictures of in sand. Well, it's actually shadows. At the feet of all of these camels are the actual camel. You're looking at them from straight down, the long shadows from the sun, which would be coming from, I guess, the bottom of the screen, make these enormous figures, making the camel out to be much larger than what it is. So if you wanted to be seen from the ground and you knew of this phenomenon, you might take advantage of it. Now, on this ridge, I think that's what we're looking at. Because when we look in closely right here at one of these particular long shadows, we see the letters V and I. Now, the root word Vi means life in Latin, but it also could be the number 6. And that's why I brought up the 6th Legion. The Roman 6th Legion. I know this is a long way from Rome, a long way from the Mediterranean, but the symbol for that particular legion, there was a couple of them, one under Mark Antony and one under Caesar, was the bull. Leg Vi Ferrata. There was also Vi Victrix, which actually had the symbol of I think it was the Capitone wolf, the wolf that nursed Romulus and Remus, the founders of modern-day Rome. But this is Vae Ferrata. Now, very nearby to this are 3 other letters. So remember, we have the Roman arch at the bridge. We have the letters V and I here. Next to it, there's something very, very strange. I can't even describe what this would be. Some type of a tower with some very intricate top thing to it. I'm not even going to try to describe it. I'll let the more artistic in my audience figure out the best words for this. But very near to it, this is what I wanted to focus on. Are these letters. Q, P, and V. Now, the only roots that I can find, Latin-wise, for QPV have to do with boiling or being uneasy. The root being, what was it? Began with an F. I'll look that up for next video. I had it up, and I just don't think I have that particular tab up. But anyway, so we have this, we have the Roman arch. Now, in another location, I had also found 2 figures creating some artwork. I was going to do a video just on this alone, but it ties in. Now we have these 2 black shadows right here, right? The one on the left is holding some type of a knife or sword or gladius or something. What they're looking at here in the snow is very clearly the image of a bull. Let me turn down the light to show you this. We see his front legs here, the horns here. He's facing to our right. You can even see the rear haunches back here. But look closely. See here in the center how something is coming out of the middle of him? I wonder if this is some type of an image being created of the sacrificing of a bull. The 6th Legion, their last known location was in Spain. And what do we know of Spain? One of the most popular sports, it goes back hundreds, not thousands of years, is bullfighting. And then, of course, at the end, they kill them. And this looks very much like a representation of this. So like I said, the pieces aren't all there yet. But with the bridge, the Roman numerals, the Roman lettering, it almost looks a little bit like pro-Canaanite lettering. There's a system of the very first alphabet ever found. It's very rudimentary. But some of the images that you can see from around the region, some of these things I've described as pictographs, have all of that imagery. Now, I haven't gone through and literally tried to create messages out of it yet. That's why I'm still kind of in the process. I had to stop and take a breath and try to do this video and try to explain where I'm at with this. But this image here is one of the most striking ones that I've ever found. Because I think this is a created image, just because of the way the images are portrayed. I don't think this is shadow of actual image. But there's a couple others too. There's one, let me show you this real quick before I forget. So everyone remembers the whole Millennium Falcon Black Sea anomaly, Baltic Sea anomaly paradigm, right? Well, I found this iceberg, and here, parked on the side of it, now I've got to turn the light up for this one, looks like a crashed but damaged one right here, because in the center you can see kind of this purple light. And for those of you that don't know, one second, let me see if I can find, I'm pretty sure I had that picture up. I guess I didn't. That's the Capitone wolf, by the way. Oh yeah, I did. Here we go. All right, so this is why the Baltic Sea anomaly got so much attention, was because it is so close to the Millennium Falcon from the Star Wars series. So I want you to take a look at this image on the left. It's not exactly the Millennium Falcon, but it's real close. You see how this is kind of, they're more cut off in the front? Now let's go back to Google Earth Pro. You can kind of see that right here, where this, if this would have broken off. Now the smoking gun on this for me was just behind it. Let me turn the light up so you can see this. Now I know that's, wow, that's way too much. Hold on. Okay, there we go. Look down here. Do you see these two doorways? So here's the craft crashed, and here is, or maybe they just got it back to where they wanted to, and basically in kind of one piece. And they have a way out. They have a way below this iceberg to perhaps some craft that can get them back under the ice. These tic-tac craft that the Navy, that's the term they coined, has admitted now are real. When the pilots intercepted them, if you watch the documentary, the first thing they saw was a disturbance on the sea, on the surface of the sea. Meaning that's where they thought this was coming from. So this looks very clearly like this was probably created strategically. This iceberg was used as a place to land, get in a craft, and, you know, exit the scene. Some type of a safety, some type of a backup. There was another formation I wanted to show you guys. And once again, I don't have this completely done yet. I've referred to it as the OYI formation. For some reason right here, it looks like some type of script or lettering in the ice. And like I said, these letters might not mean what we think they mean with that different alphabet. The different meanings. This could be a whole different culture. There's so many different things. Oh, right by that. Let me show you this. Remember I've showed you before scorpions or Eurypterids? This right here is almost a perfect image of one. Body right here. Trying to get the lighting on this just right for you guys. The tail is up here. Here's the body. A couple more things, and I have to get back to this investigation because there's a whole bunch of stuff I need to research. Oh, okay, let me see if I can get this one right. There's so many of them, sometimes I have to think for a minute. It looks like, with this one, that this is some kind of a doorway. And you can see literally the door that was in front of it laying out here. Like there was some kind of a cover and something is looking out. And tell me what that looks like. Once again, another shark. I mean, some type of an ancient one that is frozen in the ice here. And you can literally see the two-tone that we know that sharks have, that they're white on the bottom, they're dark on the top. They've developed this as a strategy. This is in the Kohler range, by the way, where we're at. So many different finds here. Here, you can literally see the steps leading up into this cave. Right here. And nearby, I know it's just this blurry black image, but it really, when you look at it, the whole picture, it looks like some type of a humanoid figure walking toward this stairway to go into this, whatever this cavern is. One last thing. Sorry about the delay there. This is about 70 feet long. Remember the ships that we found? Well, this looks like one that literally was just lost on the ice. You have the two 90-degree angles at the stern and the bow. But anyway, there's about 24 different things in this region. I'll get as many of them as I can into the description for you so that you can look at them for yourself. But there are ties starting to come together with ancient history that are starting to make sense for there really being a civilization down here, and perhaps the original one. And we'll leave it there. Like, share, subscribe.